Good morning. How are you doing? Good? Everyone doing well? We're back for some Saturday morning code. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Arvin? How are you? How goes life? Hopefully well. Also, my mic's a little quiet, isn't it? Hold on one sec. There we go. That's better. Morning. How are you doing? Hello, Stux. You're back. Hey, what's up, Bite Slayer? What am I doing today? I think I'm going to work on that Stripe project that we set up last time. I think I might try to figure out how to get that working. But honestly, I'm not totally sure. Hey, what's up, Stefan? Stuck said, like the stream or I'll find you. That makes me think of the movie, what is it called? It's got Liam Neeson in it. It's, what's that movie? See you, Bite Slayer. Taken. That's it. Taken. Where he's like, I have a very particular set of skills. All right, I gotta get I forgot my coffee on the, hold on one sec, I'll be right back. My son has a football game today at like 1, so I thought I would try to get in a little bit of time coding this morning. Hey, what's up, Yasir? How are you? Good to see you, man. Lara Mike, how are you? Good to see you. Alright, I gotta figure out where the heck I left off with this whole Stripe thing. I think let's see, Stripe checkout. Yeah, that is a thing. Yeah, this looks right. .NET build. Let's see if it builds. It does in fact build. Okay, I think we're in the right place. Don't yell at me. I'm going to try to use Visual Studio for this too. Let's see. Stripe checkout solution. Yeah, this one. That's what we want. Visual Studio 2026 will update to version 18 Insiders when closed. Let's go ahead and do that now. Update now. Byte Slayer. I thought you were leaving Byte Slayer. Oh no, you were saying buy the stuck. Sorry. That sounds awesome, dude. Making your own game. What are you using? Are you using Unity? Are you using Godot? What are you using to make your own game? I'm good. How about you? Oh yeah, I'm good, man. We're just enjoying our Saturday morning. I got some coffee. I've got some code, you know. My son's got a football game a little later today, this afternoon. Yeah, not much else. I got like a bunch of shit here from the move. I think I told you guys that we moved recently. So I've got a bunch of crap that I need to organize in my office. Probably try to get some of that done today. I've been trying to work on it the last few days intermittently, and it's almost like it's like so much crap that I'm just kind of overwhelmed by like, what do I do with it all? Which probably means I need to get rid of some of the crap. But yeah, life is good, man. Fortnite010, nice username. What you making? So I think we're gonna try to implement a custom Stripe checkout page. A very simplistic, very simplistic Stripe checkout page. Mainly just so that we can learn about mainly so that we can learn about how the Stripe API works, so that we can integrate it, or so that I can learn about how the Stripe API works, and I can integrate it into other, what do I want to say, other projects or applications that I want to build, because I've never actually integrated payments before. Okay, the first thing I need to do is I need to figure out what I need to do here to serve static files. I don't think it's actually very much. Let's see. Minimal minimal API. Let's see. Static. Let's see. By default, the web root is relative to the content root in the www root folder. Web root is where static file middleware looks for static files. Set up the any existing core middleware can be configured. I thought there was like a use static. Yeah, use static files. Is that what I want? Well, I guess let's create the root folder. So I think we just need to we have to make it here. So we need to do make dir www root like that. And then let's just go into let's do code like that. Actually, let's just do neovim. Neovim index.html. Bobby Knuckles, did you get that thing oiled down? What? Bobby Knuckles, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not making like a AAA game, just a game like Minecraft with my own voxel engine using Go and OpenGL. Wow, that sounds like low-level programming type shit. I don't know about the voxel engine, and I also don't know anything about OpenGL. I have written a little bit of Go, but that's pretty cool. See you, Stefan. Have a good day, man. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. It's HTML5, like that. And then we'll just say H1, hello world. That. And we don't need this guy. Okay, now we'll go back to Visual Studio. We have our www root folder, and I think let's do app.use static files. Is that the only call I need? Also, I really need to install the Vim extension for Visual Studio. Oh my goodness, that's not what I wanted. App.use static. There we go. I keep trying to do Vim motions in Visual Studio. Hey, how are you, Shadow? Yeah, long time for sure, man. I've been around, but I haven't seen you around in a long time. Go is actually pretty high level. OpenGL is the same rendering backend Minecraft uses. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not in the game development world at all, so total noob over here. I didn't mean Go was low level programming. I just meant like the type of thing you're building sounded low level, but apparently I guess it's not. Does Go make it pretty easy to interact with those with the game engine and OpenGL? Obi, don't come down here and do that. My dog, every time I start streaming, my dog. Butterscotch 3000, no celebration. I guess we did. Did we pass over 3000? Yeah, we're at 3,163. So yeah. I hate to celebrate it because like I know, I mean, I appreciate it, but I hate to celebrate it because I know it's not really that big of a deal when you have other creators who have 12 million subscribers, you know? I'm also pretty convinced that at some point I'm going to wake up and let's see, yeah, that's fine. I'm also pretty convinced that at some point I'm going to wake up and I won't have any subscribers. All right, where is this running at? Uh, 71.95. Okay, let's see if this works. Localhost 71.95. It does not. Oh, interesting. Hey, thanks for the subscription. Okay, so it does work, but I'm having to do it by file name, and I really just want this to serve up on the index. So I've never done this with the minimal API, so this is new to me. Let's see. Minimal API serve static files at root, something like that. There's a pretty good OpenGL library for Go, otherwise it would be kind of difficult to make it. I plan on making a full-fledged ecosystem, like an auth service, mod, marketplace, official server, software, launcher. Very cool. So it's like you're kind of recreating the whole Minecraft experience. That's very cool, man. Use default files. Oh. Okay, cool. Um, see, how do I stop this guy? What are we building? Shadow. So one of my goals, one of my development goals or programming related goals for this year was to figure out was basically to figure out how to integrate payments into applications that I build. And so I decided that I wanted to figure out how to use Stripe because that's kind of like one of the most popular providers for doing that sort of thing. And so what we're doing today, or what I've been working on, is how do I just like build a very simple payment form, like a checkout form, using Stripe's API, so that I can kind of understand like what's the flow here, what endpoints do I need to call, what objects am I working with, and then eventually I'm going to build something that incorporates payments into it. But this is kind of my approach to learning something. This is how I always approach learning something new. Is I'll usually do like a cursory read of the docs. Then I'll try to build a very like a minimal viable. I don't even want to say it's a product. A minimal viable sample, like just something that demos the basic functionality that I want to learn how to implement, and then I'll take that knowledge and put it where I actually want it to live or where I actually want to use it. So that's what we're doing. Let's try this again. Okay, so now if we go to the root, let's see if it just automatically serves that file. Perfect. That's what I'm after. Okay. That's what I'm after. Just gonna stop this guy. Guys, I'm making myself use Visual Studio because it's new and I want to use it. But I've got to get this Vim thing figured out because now my brain is wired to navigate my code using Vim motions. I have this set. I have this set up on another machine, and I wish I would have exported those configurations before this. Let's see, Vim emulation. Looks like this has the most downloads. I think this is the one I use. It's Minecraft inspired. I also reverse engineered Minecraft a while ago. Wow. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, Minecraft's an awesome game. I have two kids, as I've mentioned many times before on stream. Um, did this install? I can't tell if it installed. As I mentioned many times before on stream, I am a 32-year-old dad of two, and I have two boys, and they play a lot of video games, and we used to play Minecraft together quite a bit. Huh. It's almost like the installation hung. See, cancel install. Try again. I wonder if it's not compatible with the installation. Oh, will begin when micro. Oh, they really should make that more prominent. This extension will begin installing when Visual Studio is closed. Well, we will close her. Bye, Butterscotch. Have a good day, man. Hello, Crystal. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Coffee's almost gone, man. It's a sad moment when you start getting to like the last third of your iced coffee, and then you're trying to make it last. I agree. Minecraft is a great game, but it's not scalable pretty good and also decently difficult to extend. Are you Bite Slayer? I mean, Minecraft isn't scalable. Has a pretty huge game. and not extendable. I mean, have you been to the Minecraft marketplace? There's so many mods. Davida, I need a team to code with using the Python programming language. Davida, why do you need a team? I don't understand. Like you just want experience working with other developers? And I'm definitely not the right person for that team because I'm not gonna probably write much Python code unless someone pays me to do it. Just not my thing. Okay, so let's see. Did this add support for what I was looking for? Yep, there we go. See, it says VS Vim detected conflicting key bindings. Okay. Yeah, that's better. I mean, at least as long as I can. I hate the color, but as long as I can. I don't want to change anything right now. I need to change all these too. This looks ugly. All these colors are just not good. But we'll come back to that. We're not going to get bogged down with that right now. Okay, so we have the default files. We have static files. We need to go back to the Stripe docs to figure out what we're supposed to do next. Stripe. Oh, I do know one thing I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to get my Stripe API keys from configuration. So let's just add that in app settings. Let's go here. Whoops. Why is that? I think it's because I don't have an editor config file. Close this real quick. .NET new editor config. JG Redlock. Hello. I am Goku. Are you really? I mean, if you're gonna claim to be Goku, you better be ready to back that up. You know what I mean? How do I show? All right, indent size. We want this to be 2. And then let's see, var. Yeah, we want this to be true, and we want this to be a suggestion. Why not just start with open source if you want to work with teams? Yeah, open source is a good way to do that. I don't think it's quite exactly like working with a team, but it does get you used to having to climb over other people's code, right? And read other people's code and figure out how to work on an existing code base, which can be definitely helpful. Yes, I want to experience working with someone. I believe teamwork is the best. It depends. I mean, I think there's times when working with a team is fun and working by yourself is fun. I think it's very context dependent. For professional experience, yeah, I definitely think working with a team is really good experience because most jobs are going to require you, to work with more than one person. Uh, you can always, Davida, you can always join my Discord if you want to see if anybody in there is interested. Here's my Discord link. It's just discord.stephenfreeborn.com, and that'll take you to the invite. I wouldn't be interested in doing that. I don't really have much interest in writing much Python these days, but there might be some people in my Discord that do. Bytes layer. I didn't say it's not extendable. It's just pretty difficult to create mods. It's not really scalable because it's single threaded and held back by the JVM. It needs lots of RAM. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe you're picking at things just for the sake of picking at them, because Minecraft seems pretty successful as games go. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe your game will be more successful because you've optimized some of these technical concerns you have. I don't think like users don't care about technical things like that. But um, if it's a fun project and you're enjoying yourself, I think that's wonderful. Fota, what are we building? So we're trying to figure out how to work with the Stripe API right now, Fota. So I'm building a really simple checkout page is what I'm trying to do at the moment. And why does that keep defaulting to every time I type in this, it wants to end it. Why does it want to do that? It's really bothering me. Oh. It should be indent size equals 2. Which makes those other things redundant, but that's okay. Redundancy is allowed for these things. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's just make a Stripe section here. And we'll have a secret key, sounds good. And then we'll have a, I guess the Stripe calls it a publishable key. Wilo Gamer, hello Wilo Gamer Pro, how are you? Ooh, interesting. Web API or MVC? It's a minimal API that's going to serve an index.html file, and that's like as complicated as it's going to get for this. I'm really just trying to figure out what does the flow look like when you want to have like a payment form in an application that communicates with the Stripe API, and how, like, what things do you need to keep track of? What are the endpoints that you need to work with on the Stripe side? That's really the whole exercise here, right? Is trying to keep all the technical details or the implementation details as simple as possible, and just focus on the pieces of information that I'm really unfamiliar with, right? So at this point, we're ready to go to the Stripe docs, actually. So let's go back to Stripe documentation. I think we were here, weren't we? Yeah, we were at development quick start, and we were doing the custom payment flow. Yeah, just we're doing HTML front end with .NET. Okay, so let's see. Shadow, use Stripe webhook. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna say I'll take a look at that. Byte Slayer, Visual Studio looking pretty good, not gonna lie. Yeah, Visual Studio does look good. This is the newer version. This is the newest one that just came out, 2026. Yeah, and actually no complaints here. Photos. So we're investigating the Stripe SDK. Yeah, basically from the C# side, but I want to also understand, like, if I was going to do this in JavaScript, or if I was going to, like, yes, the SDK that I'm going to use, right, is going to help with some of it, but I just kind of want to understand the basic, like, interaction, right? Like, there's something in here called payment intents. So there's something I have to create that's related to a payment intent, and then that payment intent has, like, a status on it that I have to track and manage. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to learn about, so that in the future, if I'm building something and I'm like, oh yeah, I'd really like to be able to put payments in it, I feel comfortable and confident that I can do that. Hello, Mohammed. How are you? Good to see you. All right, so this is their example code in here is a little old, but from the .NET perspective. But the basics of it is we need these files, which I'm honestly just going to put all these in one single index HTML file. But okay, so we've got configure. What are we doing here? We got the Stripe. We're setting the Stripe API key. That's fine. Don't need to do any of that. Okay, so let's focus on doing this first part right here. So let's go back over here. And let's get, hey Oxnell, how are you? Good to see you, man. Okay, so we need the var stripe. Which key is this? It's our secret key. Var stripe secret key. So we'll say builder dot configuration dot get section, get required section. I guess we can call this, like in a real application, I would have some sort of like, I would probably use like the options pattern, right? Some strongly typed options object and bind from configuration to it. But for this, I'm just gonna use iConfiguration directly. So we'll say stripe config, then we'll say var stripe secret key, which I actually don't know if I need the publishable key on the back end. I probably don't, do I? Okay, then I guess we just do this at the very beginning. We say stripe. Do I not have the Stripe SDK installed? I thought I did. Oh, I guess I don't. Okay, so let's add that. Could have sworn we did that, didn't we? Or no, did we did that on a different project. So let's say manage NuGet packages. I'm good. I'm happy. Just took the week off. How are you? Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm actually getting ready to take a bunch of days off this fall. So I looked at my PTO time this week. I've taken 4 days off. So my company has unlimited PTO, and I've taken 4 days off this year. So before the end of the year, my goal is to try to take, I don't know, at least a couple weeks off. Maybe not all in a row. But yeah, what'd you do with your time off? That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it. Mohammed, did you use WitchKey Lua plugin for NeoVim? I think I did. Hold on. Let me install the Stripe SDK, and then we'll go take some peeks at my Neo config. Let's see. Apply? Yeah, apply. Yeah, so let's go edits, nvim config, plugins. Yeah, I did. Mohammed, I use WitchKey. Yeah, WitchKey. Which I think is the thing that shows this. right? This is the, I think this is coming from which key, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a very cool plugin. Also, you guys can see all my NeoVim configs on my GitHub. I have a repo out there with all my NeoVim configs. We used to have unlimited remote work days, but it's two a month, which is crazy. Oh, you can only work remote 2 days a month now? That sucks. Traveling to visit my sister and celebrate the National Day. Fantastic, dude. Well, I'm really happy for you. It's really, it's funny because when you're growing up, when you're when you're at least here in the United States, when you're coming up in school, life has like kind of a natural rhythm to it because you have this built-in time off, which is summer. But when you start working, there is no natural break like that, right? I mean, there's the holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, but there isn't like a natural like, okay, I'm working on something, break, now start the next season, right? Kind of like a sports season type of thing. There's not really like that. There's nothing like that in your professional life. So you sort of have to build that for yourself, assuming your company gives you PTO time. But I'm very lucky. Our company is remote and we have unlimited PTO, and I've done a really bad job of taking advantage of that unlimited PTO. All right, so we just I honestly kind of hate static members like this, but it's their SDK, they can build it how they want. Okay, so we've got Stripe configuration, API key equals Stripe secret key, which is wonderful. This is what they're doing here. And now they want us to implement a method that creates a payment intent. And so this is what's going to be called by our form. So whenever our form loads, let me see. Yeah, right here. So whenever our form loads, we create a payment intent just immediately. We're going to need our publishable key. Indeed, I agree. Instead of school and family, you get work every day. Yeah, exactly. So you kind of, and I think there's something to be said about having a season, right? To say like, okay, for these 9 months, I'm focused on this, or for this, 3 or 4 month period, I'm focused on XYZ, and then I take a break and I have some space and some time to think, and then I come back for the next season. Yeah, but that structure doesn't exist in working life at all. Renzo Creed. Hello, Renzo. This is the first time I think I've seen you here, or at least in the chat. So good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Mohammed, in my NeoVim witch key configuration, when I open the menu and press the second key in a key binding sequence, only the command is shown. The description doesn't appear. Let's see if I don't think I'm doing anything fancy in mine. Let's see. Lua, plugins, which key? Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm doing anything really fancy. I'm just calling the basic setup function. Let's see if my leader D. Like, you mean it doesn't show you that? Like, mine just shows me the command. The command is shown. The description doesn't appear. Yeah, I don't. Is this the description? Or the command? I think this is the command. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to even for custom key. Yeah, I don't. Whoops, sorry. It doesn't look like I have that type of configuration set up myself. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure I could. Not sure I could help you figure that out without myself doing some googling. You know. Sorry, I was just gonna take a scroll through and look at some of my keybinds to see if. Oh, I guess that is the description. So this is where I'm getting my. This is where I'm setting my description. Um, Phota streaming on Twitch. No, I only stream on YouTube at the moment. Phota. Life is chaos. Not gonna lie. Yeah, life is chaos. Well, when you at some point you realize that everyone's just making up. Like they're just making at some point you realize that there are no real adults. There's only grown-up kids and everyone's just kind of making shit up as they go. That's when you kind of realize, yeah, this is just managed chaos for the rest of my life. Hello, Christian. How are you? Good to see you, man. So, Mohammed, I don't know if this helps you at all, but here's how I'm setting Christian G2. That's code. This is Lua. This is configuration for NeoVim in Lua. And if it's ugly code, that's totally a fine opinion. Most of this is very hacked together configuration. Christian, is it normal in C? I don't know what you mean by that. Normal in C? This is not C, this is Lua. But what I was gonna say, Mohammed, is my descriptions are here. When I'm setting my key maps, this is the API that I'm using to set key maps in NeoVim. I'm passing in this what is this, a Lua table with this description property, or yeah, I don't know what you would call that in Lua, but basically I'm passing in this object with the description property set to something, and that seems to be what is being used by which key. So like if we go over here and we do leader D, right? You can see that's my description. And I'm not doing anything fancy with the which key setup. Like I think I just copy and pasted it straight from the docs. Now I'm not sure that's helpful, Mohammed, but if it is, I'm happy for you. All right, let's go back over to the Stripe docs. Let's copy their code real quick. Hey, thanks for the sub, Bobby. Appreciate you, man. I still don't know. I still don't even know what the fuck I even do in my life. Yeah, I mean everyone's just making it up as they go. I mean that's the reality of it. Not that there's anything necessarily wrong with that. It's just as a kid you kind of grow up thinking that like your parents have shit figured out, you know, your grandparents have shit figured out, you know? And then you become an adult, you know, like I'm 32 now, so let's see, my parents had me when they were about my same age. So yeah, so when I was my oldest is 9 and I'm 32. And so I kind of remember being a 9-year-old kid. I definitely remember being a middle schooler. And I remember thinking that my parents kind of had their lives sorted out. And now that I've reached the age I am at now I realize that like they probably very much didn't, and they were still trying to figure it out. Christian, I don't know. I'm writing Go, Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, and PHP. Wow, you're running the gamut, man. That's awesome. Uh, I don't write well, I don't write. I've never written a line of PHP. I have written quite a bit of Python, JavaScript, excuse me, and TypeScript. I don't care for Python, and I've been trying to learn Go. Christian, what you doing implementing Stripe? I'm really just trying to learn about Stripe, Christian. So I've said this a couple times, so forgive me for those of you that might be hearing it on repeat. But what am I trying to say? One of the goals I set, because I've never implemented payments into anything I built. And so one of the goals I set at the beginning of 2025 was by the end of the year, I want to have figured out how to implement payments. And given that it's given that it's September and I still haven't worked on it, I decided, well, I better hurry my ass up and figure this out so I can accomplish that goal. So right now what we're trying to do is we're basically trying to learn how you implement a custom checkout flow using Stripe. That's what we're doing. Christian, I can also do other languages. Tried trust, which I guess you mean Rust, which is awesome, man. You seem like you're a polyglot. Quite the polyglot. All right, so we don't need... I only need this. I only need the method. I only need the logic. So let's copy this logic really quick. Because I'm using a minimal API, so I don't need all that controller stuff. So I think we'll come down here and we'll say app.map post, and we'll need to come up with that. Give it a lambda for now. We can always refactor this into separate. And then I'm just gonna paste okay, looks like we have some other logic we need to extract. We'll calculate order amount. I guess we can copy all this. Copy. All right, let's format this a little bit. We don't need this to be public. We are not using Newtonsoft, so it's not JSON property. It would be JSON property name. And what are you complaining about? Non-nullable property items, but yeah. Okay. Put that to that. If you know or work with C#, C++, and TypeScript, Go is easy. You should try. So I have been trying to learn Go, Christian. Actually, that's another one of my goals. Is every year I do Advent of Code, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with Advent of Code, but every year, the last 2 years I've done. I shouldn't say every year. The last 2 years I've done Advent of Code, but I've done it in C#. And so this year I decided I'd like to try a different language, and so my goal is to try to make an attempt at doing Advent of Code in Go this year. Hello, MD. So you tell me this is C#. You tell me Linda loves you because you're C# program. I have no idea what you're talking about. Alex, AI can do it instantly. Ah, well, that's good for AI, but if AI does it, then I won't know how to do it. So I would like to know how to do it before I ask AI to do it. AI can rewrite any other language to any other language. Well, that's pretty cool. AI is boring and won't let you learn. I don't know if AI is boring, but I will agree that using AI isn't the best way to learn, in my opinion, and that's kind of my goal at the moment. Is I'm trying to learn about how the Stripe API works. And you might say, well, Steven, that's a bad use of time. I don't give a fuck. It's my time. I can do what the hell I want with it. I don't have to, I'm not working for an employer at this point in time. It's Saturday. My time is my own. If I want to spend it learning about Stripe API, I will. Thank you for the sub, man. Appreciate that. Christian, AI is making you forget. Yeah, I don't know if AI is making you forget, but if you're early on learning something and AI is stealing all your reps at learning, how are you supposed to retain the information? How are you supposed to, it yeah, that's my experience. I mean, when I first started to learn how to code, ChatGPT wasn't out yet. So in my opinion, if I'm learning something new, I don't want Copilot trying to steal all my reps. Like, I want to actually write the code. Now, if I'm writing another controller for the 115th time, I'm totally okay with Copilot writing the boilerplate and me just completing through it, because I'm confident that I know what the hell it's doing, right? And what that code is supposed to look like. So while AI might be able to do it instantly, it's not helpful given the context at this very moment that I'm trying to learn, not trying to do something as quickly or as productively, I guess you would say, as possible. MD, for learning real code and programming, you have to bang your head against the wall and feel some pain up there before you start to make real meaningful progress. I would agree. There's something to experiencing some frustration, right? If you don't feel real heartache in your brain, then you don't really grow. That's because the brain is just a muscle, just like the one in your arm. You have to feel some pain of growth. I think, MD, you're using a metaphor there because your brain is definitely not a muscle. But I think what you're trying to communicate is like everything is just reps. Like, you want to get good at any skill or learn any new thing, you've got to get lots of practice at it. Thanks, Stefan. It worked. The ChatGPT code was saying to edit the which key config code. Oh, well, there you go. Look at there. There's AI's leading you astray. Hopefully that worked for you then. Setting the description on the key map. Yeah, that's how mine is set up. It definitely makes you forget. I'm 12 years in dev and 15 in it. My front end React, Vue, Angular, my cloud AWS, Azure, GCP. At this moment, I'm about niche like Salesforce or 365. Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see, like, I've heard DHH. I don't know if you guys know who DHH is, but I've heard him express this, that like when he uses AI too much when he's coding, he can feel the competency like draining from his fingers. And I've also experienced that. Like, the longer I have Copilot on, the more I have to think, wait, how do I do that again? It's less second nature because I've become so habitual in just tab, 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 pause, tab, 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 pause, tab, tab, tab. You know what I mean? Saeed, I hate YouTube. I hate YouTube. It didn't send me no. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, YouTube did you dirty. I'm sorry. I wish there was something I could do. Unfortunately, those that be at YouTube do not care what I have to say. Oh, that's unnecessary. Let's see, init. I'm gonna make these init only. I prefer init only setters myself as a default. I mean, sometimes you really do want a setter, but these actually probably could be records, actually. Just make them records and then yeah, and then actually I don't even need all this. I could actually just do like that. Although I still need that attribute. So the way you do this and a constructor parameter is you have to say property, and then why is this complaining? Oh, it's probably because I'm covering this up. There you go. And we can do the same thing with item too here. We can just say come on, Copilot, help me out here. Yep, we can do that, and then we can do this, and then we can just remove this. Actually, yeah. It's actually, that line's not terribly long. Let's see. World Bean, hello. Kirito Ream said hi. Hello, Kirito. I'm so lost. I do many languages. Is it C#? This is C#. Yeah, this is C#. I use Junie with JetBrains a lot, although I have Copilot and GPT and Gemini, also Cursor, but I really use 90% Junie comes with GPT or Sonnet 3.7 and 4, but the 5 from Junie is a good choice. Yeah, I've not tried Junie too much. I just use Copilot everywhere. So I use Copilot and Writer. They have GitHub has a plugin over there too. What is this code for? Are you teaching how to code? Because it feels like it. No, I'm not. I'm definitely not trying to teach how to code. I'm trying to, I guess, teach myself. I'm trying to learn how to use the Stripe API is what I'm trying to do at the moment, Corito. So I guess maybe people could learn secondhand, but I'm really not trying to teach anyone anything. Most of the content I make around programming is not meant to try to. I'm not trying to come off like a master at what I'm doing. You know, I'm not trying to be like the Tim Coreys or the Nick Chapsis of the world. I'm just trying to share the stuff I'm learning and the stuff I'm doing. It's not meant to like try to establish myself as some sort of authority. Is this Java or C#? It's C#. Derek, what are you working on there, Steven? This is a very small, kind of a minimal viable solution of this Stripe API quick start that's just trying to implement basically a custom checkout flow using the Stripe API. Because I want to know how to do this. I want to know how I can do it in my own applications. And so 9 times out of 10, whenever I'm learning something new, I basically try to create like a little sandbox or playground environment where I kind of try to work through it. And then that helps me, helps me learn or create like a good mental model of how this technology works or how the service works. And then I can use it in my other applications or the things I actually want to build. Christian, I also thought of C#, but it is Lua. Christian, this is not Lua. This right here is C#. I did have some Lua on the screen earlier when I was in NeoVim, but what I have on the screen right now is C#. This is in Visual Studio. This is C#. All right, now we need to make this static. The formatting on this got all screwed up. Change this to a bar. All right, everyone's happy now. Let's go up here. And let's see, in the latest version of the API, specifying the automatic payment methods parameter is optional because Stripe enables its functionality by default. I guess that's good to know. Let's see, we want this to be asynchronous, so let's make this async. And I'm pretty sure this payment service has a create async over method. There we go. Now this thing, we don't have this thing, request.items. Where's that coming from? That's a payment intent create request. So payment intent. Payment intent create request. That's the let's see, request like that. And then I know not everyone does this, but I really like to specify from body. I like to put the attribute on here. Makes it very clear where I'm expecting things to come from. And let's see, what do we want our path to be? Create payment intent. That's fine. So we'll come over here. We'll say create payment intent like that. And then instead of JSON, that's not a thing, we're just gonna say results dot okay. Sweet. I think that's all we need on the back end at the moment. And now I think we need to go to the front end and implement the JavaScript that calls this stuff. Alex, AI coding is best? Oh man, Alex, you are in the wrong fucking place, my friend. You actually should go check out one of my favorite YouTube creators on the in the tech world. His name is WebDev Cody. You may already be familiar with him, but he's been making a lot of great content around like kind of AI driven development. So you should definitely go check out some of his latest videos. But yeah, I'm not a big vibe coder. I use, like, don't get me wrong, I use Copilot, I talk to Gemini, but I'm not a vibe coder. I do not enjoy prompting LLMs to write code for me. Not an activity that I enjoy. Christian, by the way, if you do the Stripe, it would be mostly the same with other languages. I already had it in all my known languages. Oh, very cool. So the SDKs are very similar. That's nice. I think that's nice when companies do that, right? When SDKs between languages is good or familiar. I think that's good. Although I do think there is something to be said about making sure your SDKs are still kind of idiomatic for that language. You know? Like, the names of things should be similar, but the structure and the formatting, or the structure and the naming conventions of the SDK should kind of follow the language's kind of idiomatic approach. But the names should be consistent, right? A payment intent service in their C# SDK should map to some sort of payment intent service in the other languages' SDKs. But that's good to know. Thank you, Christian. I appreciate you calling that out. All right, I'm not going to edit. Maybe I guess I could. Let's see. Let's see what it's like. I was gonna say, what I was gonna say is I'm not gonna edit HTML in Visual Studio, but I feel like I probably should, because like I said, I committed myself to trying to experience the new Visual Studio, and so I'd like to do that. Gun fun. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that because I'm not 100% certain what you're trying to get me to do there. But thanks for dropping a comment. Appreciate you interacting with the stream. Christian G2 Rapper. Do you run this through a security check? Let's see. It's important. What do you mean? Do I run this through a security check? I'm not sure what you mean, Christian. Right now, I have no concern about security at the moment because the code that I'm writing is never going to live anywhere else. I'm just trying to figure out the basics of how the Stripe API works. But if I was writing this for a real production app, right? I would be thinking a lot more about, I guess, security. Although I don't think anything I'm doing at the moment is insecure. Christian, to check for vulns. You mean like some sort of static analysis tool, like some sort of like a check marks type thing, something that like scans your code and looks for vulnerabilities? Is that what you're talking about? Because if you're if you're talking about the thing I'm building right now, no, I would not do that because this is just code I'm writing to learn. Not It's not code I plan on deploying and putting into production. Um, but I guess yeah, you should probably let's see. But why don't you put in a repo for later update reuse? Oh, it'll be in a it'll be in a repo. It just like I'll be able to reference this code. It's just I won't. I what do I want to say? I won't turn this into some sort of like package that I can reuse. I guess. All right, let's see what I need to do here. Okay, so I think first I need to have this thing script. This is like their JavaScript API. How you doing? Just come down and see what I was doing. Yeah, I'm almost done. I gotta actually come up there and get ready. You're welcome to hang out down here if you want. All right, love you, buddy. Okay, so let's do this guy. I'm not gonna worry about the CSS. I'm just gonna have mine look ugly. Whoops, I think I pasted that twice. And then let's set a title. Stripe checkout. And let's come down here, and we're just gonna put all our JavaScript in here. Yeah, and then this is gonna be JSON, and we'll just say console.log. Hello world. Actually, let's just do let's see, document.add event listener. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, I was just learning. Got it. I thought you were really building something that you will use. I never do this if it is not purpose to use or use later. Yeah, I don't know. My process, my learning process usually almost always involves some sort of playground experience initially, especially if it's something I've had no prior experience with. I write code that I will throw away just so that I can understand and explore something. I think Visual Studio is frozen. Which I think means that the end of the stream is nigh. I think I'm gonna have to task manager kill it. I'm not sure what exactly I did, but bye-bye. What's this? Visual Studio what? My computer's acting up. Anonymous. Oh, sweet, you like coding? Yes, I do. I do enjoy coding. Oh no, now task manager's not responding. I have no idea what's happening right now. Am I consuming a lot of resources? I don't think I am. Yeah, my CPU is only at 6%. Where's my RAM at? Here? Hmm. Okay, it's back. Huh. That's weird. Cool, cool. Name every program ever written. Yeah, I couldn't. But you can see if you go to github.stephenfreeborn.com, you can see all the programs I've probably ever written. Christian, allow more RAM into the IDE. I don't even know how to do that, Christian. By the time I have to do it again, I'll forget, so I never throw anything away. I have code that I wrote 10 years ago or more. When I look at it, I say, what the fuck is this garbage? Yeah. That sounds like a pretty normal experience, especially if you're learning all the time, getting better. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get ready for the football game. Go take a shower, maybe work out a little bit, drink some more coffee. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. I try to stream like once or twice a day. I'm not always super consistent. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. The best place to find me or interact with anybody in chat outside of stream is on our Discord. I'll drop that link in the chat really quick. It's just discord.stephenfreeborn.com. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good Saturday, if it's still Saturday for you. If it's Sunday for you, I hope you have a good Sunday. And I'll see you guys next time. See you, Anonymous. See you, Solid. See you, Christian. Bye, everyone. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye.